Let's go.
Damn. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Louis. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Damn. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxing pound for pound. Nigga keep this and put them in the ground. My shit in your ear and tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness.
Alright, YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with some breaking news about defensive end Chase Young. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new content to the channel like this. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. And cop some Juan Gotti Talking Sports merch, link down below in the description. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, breaking news have came out about Chase Young. But before we get into that, as you guys see, I'm trying something a little bit different. Let me know how you guys think about this and if you like it or not. And yesterday, Logan Thomas, he was removed off of the PUP list and he was back at practice. We covered that yesterday. It was a great sighting. It was great to finally see our starting tight end back. And as we know, the tight end room has been heavily injured from training camp, and we didn't have nobody active for preseason really. Only guys that you had out there was Eli Wolf and Curtis Hodges and Amani Rogers. So it was no Logan Thomas, obviously no Cole Turner, no John Bates. We're yet to see these guys as Commanders, and hopefully we see Cole Turner and John Bates this Saturday versus the Ravens. But obviously, Logan Thomas won't be out there. They're just worried about getting him back up to speed, helping him get, in football shape and building that rapport with Carson. So he obviously won't be playing, and his status for Week 1 is still up in the air. But it's great to see him back. But you cannot say the same for star defensive end Chase Young, as news came out today that we have put him officially on the PUP list, and he will be out for the first 4 games of the season this year and possibly more. And when you first hear that, it may be upsetting, but this is something that we knew all along. Like, no one expected Chase Young to be ready for Week 1. We've been knew that he was going to be on the PUP list. We've been knew he was going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. That's nothing new. They've been saying that all along. So I'm bringing the news to you guys to let you guys know, relax. When you hear this, it's all a part of the plan. No one has expected Chase Young to be ready for Week 1. Someone put in the comment section in my last video and was like, okay, if Logan Thomas is ready, how come Chase Young is not ready? They're totally two different players, two different kind of injuries. One happened later in the season and the other one happened, I want to say, actually, I think Chase Young's injury happened versus the Bucks, and then I think Logan Thomas's injury happened versus the Raiders. So I think they're just two different players. They heal at different times. Obviously, Chase Young's injury may have been a little bit more severe to his body than Logan Thomas's injury. So, again, that's why just because Logan Thomas is ready doesn't mean Chase Young is going to be ready. And that's the reason, is because they're totally two different players. Your body heals differently. Just because my body may heal from an ankle injury faster than yours, and your ankle injury or your arm injury may heal faster than my body's arm injury, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything just because we have the same kind of injury. We're totally two different players, right? So, two different humans. So, that's the reason why just because Logan Thomas is not ready, Chase Young is not. And I had to put that out there because someone commented on my last video about that. So, with Chase Young being put on the physically unable to perform list, the only thing that I would say would concern me is them saying he could possibly miss more than 4 games. I already expected him to be out for the first 4 weeks of the season, possibly for first month of the season. But now, if we get to Week 5 and then he's still out Week 6 and he hasn't came back yet, then I may be a little concerned. But again, I think Chase Young, time for him to return would be probably Week 5, 6, maybe even 7. That's where the window I see him returning, and that's why I'm saying you guys may want to lower your expectations for Chase Young, and I had to reassess my expectations for Chase Young because at first I was like, yeah, man, he's going to come back here and tear it up, probably 10, 11 sacks, 9 sacks, 9.5, but I had to realize, Okay, guys, he's gonna be out for the first part of the season, and then also he is not. It's gonna take time for him to ramp up. Like he's not just gonna go out there week 6, week 7, and then get 2.5, 3.5. Like obviously that would be great, but come on, let's be realistic. That shouldn't be your expectation going into the game. So my expectations for Chase Young now maybe like 7, 6, 8. If that. But like I just want you guys to know it. Just because he may come back week 6 or 7, it may take him to up to week 10 or 11 to ramp it up and finally get back into game shape, like game time shape, and actually going out there to perform. So, again, it hurts a little bit, but this is nothing new. Knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to be the case, but now it's just official. So, along with Chase Young being placed on the physically unable to perform list, we had some players that got cut. Now, after today's cuts, the next cut after the Ravens game is the final 53. So they trimmed it down to 80 today, and the next time they will be making cuts, it will be the final 53-man rosters. Okay, so let's see the players that got cut today per my man Zach Selsby. So let me go ahead and find Zach Selsby's Twitter right now and pull up the players that got cut today from Washington's roster, along with Chase Young, and I believe Tyler Larsen is the other name that has been placed on the physically unable to perform list. So the guys that got cut today, and another guy that got placed on IR was Kelvin Harmon is the one that got cut. And let me find the other name that has got cut along with Kelvin Harmon. Let me see here. Go on Zach Selsby's or Nikki Giavala's Twitter, and let me see if I could pull up the next name that got cut. So it was Kelvin Harmon that got cut and tackle Rashad Hill. Nathan Gary is now on IR, and Chase Young and Tyler Larsen are now on the physically unable to perform list, and more likely, they're guaranteed to miss the 4 weeks and maybe even some after. So I know a lot of fans, even including myself, we're big Kelvin Harmon fans out there. I was a big Kelvin Harmon fan. I thought he could have had something coming out of that 2019 season. He was the only other guy that really gave us some type of spark besides Terry McLaurin. And then in the 2020 season, he tore his ACL, and he was just never able to find his way back. Now, again, he may still have some talent, but unfortunately for him, as he got hurt, our receiving core got better. A reason why he was able to make the roster, and actually possibly, be a contributor in 2020 was because we had Dontrell Inman, as our wide receiver too. We had the Trey Quinns of the world, the Steven Sims Jr.'s, alongside Terry McLaurin. Now we have Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dawson, Cam Sims, De'Ami Brown. There's no way he makes this roster. And what I think was his death note and like the final stamp on him getting cut was that drop pass he had last week. And you can't have that. It was wide open, and obviously he made the catch, but it was eventually a legal touching because he went out of bounds and came back in. It was a clean ball that threw to you, man. You got to catch that. You can't bobble that. And I essentially think that was his last note. And they got him up out of there. So now the roster's trimmed down to 80. The next time you'll see these guys making cuts, it will be for the final 53. Rashad Hill's the other guy that got cut. And again, Nathan Gary is now on IR. I don't know if that's season-ending IR like Sammy's Reyes or if that's just IR, to begin the season. I don't know. I have to look more research into that. But Nathan Gary, the guy that we just signed as the linebacker position, is now on injured reserve too. So the linebacking core, depth, I should say, doesn't seem like it's fixed. We thought bringing in Nathan Gary was going to fix that, but now he's on IR. Got to look more research into what's going on with his case, but as the first note and the first glance at it, he's on IR, and now we're back to what? Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb, Trey Walker, and David Mayo as our linebackers off the top of my head. Milo Eiffel. Like, come on, man. We got to figure out this linebacker depth. We really, really do, because I'm not comfortable with if Jamin Davis, knock on wood, Jamin Davis or Cole can go down, then David Mayo, Milo Eiffel, or Trey Walker has to step in. Not comfortable with that at all. So hopefully we do something at the linebacker position, but yeah, man, there you have it. That's just a quick little update on the roster moves from today. Most important, Chase Young is now officially on the physically unable to perform list along with Tyler Larson, and those two guys will miss the first 4 weeks of the season, possibly more. Again, don't be too surprised. Don't be mad about it, because this is something that we knew all along. Chase Young was not going to be ready to start the season. And again, you could be mad and sad that it's not happening because you want to see Chase out there, but again, this is what we know was going to happen. It was going to be something that go along with the plan to get him back. This is nothing new. This isn't a setback or anything. We knew this was going to happen, guys. Okay, so again, quick rundown: Chase Young, Tyler Larson on IR or on the physically unable to perform list. Nathan Gary is now on IR, and Rashad Hill and Kelvin Harmon are now released. So yeah, man, there you have it. Let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, it's been boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. With that subscribe button again if you haven't already. And also, don't forget the cops on Juan Gotti Talking Sports merch. And follow me on my social media links down below in the description. It's me, boy Juan Gotti. I'm out. Peace.
Cost me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you popped.